Meredith here. Once a week I take phone calls to understand why someone might be on the fence about joining us in the collective. And right before the holidays, I decided to go ham because I really wanted to understand the ins and outs of what's holding you back. Literally, I'm not exaggerating. 44 calls in 4 days, right? I did a ton of learning. And from that, I drew out that there are 7 character types that people tend to fall into if they do find themselves on the fence. And I'm curious if you're going to identify with one or more of these, and if so, what I have to say to you about that. All right, with that, let's hit it. Character type number 1 is the DIYer. So you have taken everything you've learned on our website and you've decided, okay, I think I can do this. You've started the informational review process, you're trying to land some clients, right? And I really love a person that takes action. Like above all else, yes. But what I'm finding is that then you're getting hung up on all the things that all of our people also get hung up on, that they actually then have places to go get answers for. Like, who do I contact for informational interviews? Or am I charging enough, right? Those sorts of things. So are you a DIYer trying to just bootstrap it? And if there's one character type that I'm probably most like, it's the DIYer. So I get you. Okay, then number 2, the Paralyzer. Do you experience analysis paralysis? If so, know that you don't have to have every answer right now. For instance, if you aren't sure if you want to freelance or you want to land a new job, you don't have to make that decision today. You just simply do not. I want you making your first $15K in consulting revenue, using that as your base, your portfolio, to then decide, do I want to build this into a full-fledged business, or do I actually want to use that portfolio experience to land a new job? A lot of the questions you have, you don't have to answer today. I like to think about what are the 3 decisions I need to make to move myself forward, take action on that, and then define the next 3 decisions. Okay, character type number 3 is the broke bloke. So if you tell me, basically, money does not motivate me, but I can't afford your program, then you might be the broke bloke, where you say, you know, money is the root of all evil, I don't need money, but yet the things you want do take money, whether it's giving back to a nonprofit organization you care about, to put money in towards the things that you align to your values, to have the things you want that are not unreasonable at all, right? Like a home of your own, right? These are not unrealistic expectations or wants. And I think often we've decided it's a very black and white issue. You want the corporate gig so you can make a lot of money and you're evil and you sold your soul, or you choose a life of poverty to work for a nonprofit and that is more holy and noble. And I'd like to argue that neither of those are, those extremes aren't your only 2 options. How about we meet in the middle on this and find a way that you're paid fairly for the expertise and work you do and you make a difference, right? If you're looking for a resource, if you find that you do have some money limiting beliefs, and we all do, I'm actually running into some of my own right now that I'm having to work through. But what I recommend is Rachel Rodgers' book, Everyone Should Be a Millionaire. It's amazing. Oh my gosh. She'll just smack you and just open your eyes and change your whole perspective on how we handle money. And I go to Money Church now every Wednesday. You'll know what I mean when you read the book. Okay, now number 4 is the waiter. I'm looking at my notes if you're wondering. So when I did all those interviews after that, I was obviously needing some hermit time. That was a lot of socializing. So I went to my parents' remote little cabin in Wyoming. No power, nothing. It's just a wood fire stove. It's so relaxing. I just read a bunch of books and relaxed and downloaded my thoughts. So that's what I'm looking at. Okay, so then the waiter. You say, this sounds perfect. This is exactly everything I've wanted. I think I'll join in 6 months. And to me, I'm just like, where did I go wrong, right? Like, the reality is the time is never perfect. And the best thing you can do is not be a perfectionist about feeling like you have to take this program perfectly. What I encourage you, if you're very short on time, is to just download the app, listen to the trainings while you're walking, commuting to work, cooking, folding laundry, whatever. You don't have to concern yourself with doing the work right now if you do need that to be a season that starts come summer, right? Because maybe you're a teacher and you just know, okay, well, when the summer hits, that's when I know I'm going to want to go ham with my informational interviews. Well, before the summer hits, you better be ready, right? So you can start that whole process several months before. So if you're a waiter, don't recommend waiting any longer. Okay, Actually, the one more thing I'd add about the waiters is that, okay, there's this gal that I remember she's actually a blend of the waiter and analysis paralysis, and she literally has been following me since sort of the beginning with my original online course. And at that time, it was less than $400. And I thought, girl, if you just joined then, you would have saved a lot of money. And the price of our program typically is increasing about every 6 months to reflect huge updates we're making to the course to make it better all the time, right? And the confidence that I have in, wow, more and more people are getting results. This is awesome. Like, I know this is worth it. In my mind, it's a 10 grand program at least, right? Okay, number 5 is the skeptic. You think, this sounds too good to be true. This has to be a scam. I used to take a lot of offense to this because we pour our heart and soul into making sure you get results and you were supported. And so I used to think, what the heck? We're really, really humans. Like, poke me. It's real. But I do get it now because there are a lot of scams, particularly targeting nonprofits that are really in financial dire straits, promising the moon, and it is scammy as heck. There's all of these inundation of YouTube videos about get-rich-quick schemes, pyramid schemes, the whole shebang. So I don't blame you when you're processing a lot of information to try to feel like, wait a minute, they're going to show me how to build a $250,000 a year consulting business if I choose to go that way. Well, what the heck? And here's the difference. I'm not promising you overnight success. You have to work it, right? I'm going to give you the playbook so you can know exactly what steps to take to get to that point if that's the career route you want to go, right? But it's not happening overnight. That could be a 2-year journey, 4-year journey to get to that point, right? Basically, the reason we even set the whole collective up as a year-long commitment before it goes month to month is because that is how long it takes to build your momentum, build your technical skills, get over some of your own mental head blocks that are in the way, right? And basically, like, that's when most people have just like, boom, this like huge transition happens. They've landed the new job. They've made their first 15K and now they're like, cool, I'm going into the consulting business and leveling it up, right? So no, this is not going to happen for you in 30 days. But if you're willing to put in the work, you can make your dreams come true. Okay, that's that. And then we have number 6, the lurker. You watch every YouTube video. You know my website better than I do, which is impressive because I code most of the website edits myself. You have read my book, probably have notes in it ferociously. Like, you've processed everything. You've probably even found Alex and I on Instagram, our personal pages. Maybe you found us on LinkedIn. Like, you were lurking. And if that's you, I want you coming out of the shadows to just ask us your questions, because I bet I can get you off the fence very quickly if we could just address whatever you're feeling are fears or hopes that you have and wondering if you can get those done here. The one thing I'll add is that if I don't think you're a good fit, I will not let you join, okay? The sacredness of the culture and the community that we built is precious, and we're not gonna let that get ruined. So if you're not a good fit, like, I will literally tell you to go learn somewhere else, right? So if there's any concern about it feeling like you're gonna be, pressured into something, like, don't. I only want you if I think you're a good fit. Okay, then we have my favorite of the archetypes, the Manifestor. There was a gal that heard about the collective. She took on a second job. She worked her tushy off. She saved the money. She came to join, and she was like, what? The price of your program has doubled. And we made it work because it wasn't really that much later when she approached us, but she is someone I appreciate because she has hustle. She has drive, grit, perseverance. She's going to make it happen. Like, she took the second job to afford it so she could come in, right? And I love that hustle and that tenacity because I am that, was that, I don't know what version now, but like, I see you if that's you. You know that you're capable of greatness, you're capable of more, and you're just putting in the effort to get there. Okay, so if you're one of the 7, let's run through those. I should have these memorized because I've literally filmed this 3 times because I am technologically challenged sometimes. Okay, so I have the DIYer, the Paralyzer, see if I can remember it. Can't. The Bloke, the Waiter, the Skeptic, the Lurker, the Manifestor. Now, there's one other personality type it's not really a personality type, just a concern, which is basically, are you one of these 3 scenarios? Number 1, are you still concerned because you've never written a grant before that you might not like it? Do you have to write grants for better or worse as a part of your job and you just want some training and feel supported? Or are you trying to fund your nonprofit? If that's the case, you might feel like the collective is overkill for you and beyond what you need. And so if that's the case, that's why we are making available, again, grant writing from start to funded. It's a self-study online course with instructional videos showing you how to get project ready, funding ready, how to find and research grants, focusing on the right pursuits, and how to write those winning proposals, with several bonus trainings that we add to over time as we see it fit. So if that feels like it's a smaller thing to bite off, or it meets your needs better, then go that route. If you go that route as the person that's not sure you're going to love grant writing, cool, and then decide you want to get into the collective, we will take your price off of start to funded to join the collective, so it's all financially a wash for you anyway. And what else can I say? I think that's pretty much it. So I'm curious, which of these archetypes do you identify with? Throw that in the comments. I love to chat with you and answer your questions about that. And then honestly, go ahead and set up a call with us in the link below. We'd love to chat with you, answer your questions. Go listen to our new podcast, the Unicorn Living Podcast, where you can get to know our weird selves that, Alex and I are just sort of our free beings over there. Or DM us on Instagram. Okay, friends, that's it, and I will catch you next time. See ya.